This is not a Christian novel, but it is a novel that's unapologetically written by a Christian. Welcome to the world inside of The Advocate, a post-cataclysmic dystopian thriller mystery that takes place in a society called the Continuance. How did this society come to be? Well, due to society's incessant need to evolve, a group of scientists got together inside of a laboratory, of course, the famous trope, in order to evolve the human species to make illnesses, disease a thing of the past. In doing so, due to their overconfidence and, of course, lack of guardrails, one of the test animal subjects broke loose and carried a pathogen that mutated in its blood to other animals across species. And the virus or the pathogen mutated so fast that it spread way faster than anyone or anything was prepared for. They had no infrastructure to contain the pathogen. Of course, carrying this from animal to animal, it knocked out 90 to almost 100% of animal life very quickly. And humanity did not have the infrastructure to scale plant-based dieting fast enough to where it turned into the abysmal years. Think of it. If there's no food on the planet because all of the animal life is dying or infected, then of course you have some serious problems on your hands. Robbery, thief, murder, cannibalism, even that. Yes, it's dark. After the abysmal years, a council formed, a council that would rebuild the world from the ashes, and they deemed themselves the Council of the Continuance, the great continuance of mankind, who would not or who didn't blame society's downfall due to artificial intelligence or screens or anything like that. They didn't believe that it was that simple. They believed that it was much more philosophical in nature, that the only reason why we drove society downhill due to unchecked ambition was due to an erosion of values, love, trust, community, and most importantly, family. So in order to not make the same mistakes again, in order to repent from its sin, society made family law. And you were judged based upon how harmonious your family was. Your social standing, your ranking, what job you got, how much money you made, who you got to marry, it all depend on the harmony of your family. That was graded, that was watched, that was surveilled. The founding 5 members of this society was Ethan Prescott, Claire Gladwell, Sebastian Langford, Beatrice Carrington, and Alexander Vaylor, each holding down different pillars of society. And as the society grew 113 years later, where our story begins, we are entered into a full, vibrant, well-functioning, hierarchical society that pretty much takes the shape of the entire story, or rather, the entire story is built around the shape of the city. So let's get into the districts. Yes, this city is built in the shape of a heart because this society believes that family is law and family starts at home, and home is where the heart is. Also, the law can only be upheld through surveillance, like I said. And HEART stands for Household Evaluation and Relational Traditions. I will get into what the heart rituals are in another video, but this is why the society is shaped like a heart. Let's get into the 5 districts and kind of the character that they take on in the story. This is Prescott District. Prescott District is named after the founding father, Ethan Prescott, and Prescott District is the epicenter for all things politics and governance. Anything pertaining to the order of society and maintaining the hierarchical structure has everything to do with Prescott District. This is why the courthouse, rather, is it's the crown jewel of Prescott District. No, it has nothing to do, or rather, they don't sit at the cornerstone of all things legal in law, but again, governance and order that write those laws and establish those laws. This is everything Prescott District is about. Vaylor District, named after Alexander Vaylor, is all about making sure that the law is enforced. These are, the lawyers, the judges, the continuance police force, things like that. So yes, the Vaylor District is, it's probably the cleanest, because they'll write you up a citation for breathing the wrong way for too long. So yeah, very strict on law and order. Then you have Carrington District, named after the founding mother, Beatrice Carrington. The Carrington District sits at the center of all things economic, wealth, affluence. They are the ones who have rebuilt the society's shimmer, gold, and diamonds. Think of it like a modern-day Rodeo Drive, Beverly Hills, deep in the hills of California. That is Carrington District through and through. They manage the money, and they make no apologies for enjoying the fruits of their labor. This is Gladwell District, named after the founding mother, Clara Gladwell. Gladwell sits at the center of all things art, music, culture. You might notice something interesting about this society. The continuance, they, in an effort to preserve their vision for family being law, they wanted to go and mirror aesthetically a time that was the most progressive socially, but also a time that still held family values at the center of society. They chose the 1960s as the era to emulate. So Gladwell District, from there came the idea to make all of the society very remnant of 1960s New York, the best way to put it. But it's interesting because they all have all this like super high advanced technology, giving a very retro futuristic feel to the entire aesthetic. Speaking about hyper advanced technology, this is Langford District, named after the founding father Sebastian Langford. Langford sits at the center of all things technology. In all of the continuance, they have the best tech, the newest tech, the latest tech, the most cutting edge tech. If anyone has it first, if anyone has anything technologically super advanced, you can find it first in Langford District. I hope you enjoyed taking a peek at the world inside of the Advocate. The next video will be on the heart rituals, the rituals that this society is built on and that they are governed by. This book can be found on Amazon if you type in my name, Malcolm Hoggins, or The Advocate. It should pop right up, but if not, click the link in my bio. It'll take you right to it. And yeah, until next time.